Good morning. Before the ceremony begins, I want to share some valuable information with you. To ensure a smooth and safe program, please remain seated throughout the ceremony and keep the aisles clear so that you are not obstructing the view of other guests. For the sake of all the graduates, please be courteous and remain for the entire program. At the end of the ceremony, stay at your seats until the procession has been completed. You can meet your graduate at the top of the stadium near the main entrance. Please silence cell phones and note the exit signs closest to you if we must evacuate due to an emergency. The processional will begin shortly. entering the stadium led by our Grand Marshal, Professor Eric Magram, Distinguished Professor Patricia Maloney-Titland, and our esteemed faculty members. Please welcome the Rockland Community College graduating class of 2024. Now entering the School of Arts, Education, Humanities, and Social Science. The School of Business and Professional Studies. the School of Nursing, Health, and Wellness. The School of Science, Technology, Engineering, and Math STEM. entering workforce innovation. Now entering our esteemed faculty and staff of Rockland Community College, led by the Vice President of the Faculty Senate, Professor Kristen Kolka. Entering the stadium, the distinguished platform guests led by the Chief of Staff, Dr. Irene Delgado.
good. Stretched. I'm good.
Ready to go. The mic's live. The mic's live.
Good morning. President Rapolo, I, Professor Eric Magrum, as the Grand Marshal and the President of the Faculty Senate, have the honor to report that the members of the graduating class, the Board of Trustees, the staff, faculty, and alumni of Rockland Community College, and our special guests are present to participate in the 64th commencement exercises of Rockland Community College of the State University of New York.
Good morning. Hello, graduates. Distinguished guests, I am Dr. Victoria Okachukwu, Provost and Vice President for Academic Affairs. On behalf of the graduating class of 2024, the faculty, staff, and alumni of Rockland Community College, it is my pleasure to welcome you to the 2024 commencement exercises. Please direct your attention to the U.S. flag display at the rear of the stage as we begin our celebration with the singing of the national anthem, performed by our graduate, Julia Aguilar, followed by the Pledge of Allegiance, which will be led by our student trustee member, Emily Parker Ross.
Oh, say, can you see by the dawn's early light what so proudly we hailed at the twilight's last gleaming, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight o'er the ramparts we watched were so gallantly streaming, and the rocket's red glare, the bombs bursting in air, gave proof through the night that our flag the land of the free, and the home of the brave.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Thank you, Julia and Emily. Please be seated. Hello, everyone. I am Dr. Irene R. Delgado. I am the Chief of Staff at Rockland Community College. And now, honorable guests, I introduce the President of Rockland Community College, Dr. Lester Sandres Rapalo.
Good morning, good morning. Buenos dias. Good morning, everyone, and welcome to our 64th commencement ceremonies. What incredible energy. I extend to you my most heartfelt congratulations on behalf of the Rockland Community College Board of Trustees, staff, and alumni. I would also like to acknowledge those who tirelessly support RCC and our good works. You will hear from a few of them this morning. We have a special guest here today. I ask that they please stand for a moment when I call their name. I would like to recognize the elected officials and public servants who honor us today with their presence. They have vigorously supported us and the mission of our college. Congressman Michael Lawler, please. And County Executive Ed Day, thank you. I also wish to express our profound appreciation for the strong and unwavering support we have received from the SUNY Chancellor, Dr. John King, SUNY Board of Trustee Chair, Dr. Meryl Tisch, and the SUNY Central Administration. Let's give them a warm applause, please. I ask the faculty to stand and be recognized, please. Faculty, let's give them a nice warm applause. Thank you, thank you. Gracias, thank you. Thank you for inspiring, teaching, and motivating our graduates, for initiating their passion and creativity. To the friends and families of our graduates, you are beacons of light. Thank you for the words and acts of encouragement you provided to our graduates. Graduates, please stand up and turn to your face your loved ones, please. Applaud them for the unwavering support. I would like to give a special thank you to the Administration and Staff Assembly, ASAA, for their help today and for all the work that you do on campus and for our students. Your dedication and hard work is appreciated. You are invaluable to our college success. Let's give them more applause. A special thank you to all the other staff, including CSCAs, part-timers, adjuncts, and our volunteers that work every day with our students and each other to make this possible. And to the entire commencement committee led by Dr. Latoya Blond and Susana Santiago. Thank you, thank you, thank you on behalf of the college community for making this day happen. Lastly, but certainly not least, you, the graduates, you have risen above the challenges, insecurities, and plenty of homework. You did it. Congratulations, felicidades. Go Hawks. It is my honor to welcome to the podium the chairman of the Rockland Community College Board of Trustees, Mr. Martin Wardendijk. Please, Chairman.
Thank you very much. Good morning, graduates. On behalf of the Board of Trustees, it is my honor and pleasure to welcome you to the 64th commencement exercises at Rockland Community College. As trustees, we are excited every year to recognize the accomplishments of our students, many of whom have had to overcome great challenges to reach this point, in addition to navigating family and work responsibilities. It is these moments that will make you stronger for many years to come. I know that I speak for all my fellow board members when I tell you that we could not be prouder to call you Rockland Community College graduates. With that, I would like to recognize my fellow trustees. Trustees not in attendance today are Mr. Joseph Rand, Board Vice Chair, Mrs. Ileana Eckert, BOT Secretary, and Ms. Susan Olkers-Ramos, who unfortunately could not join us today. As I introduce the remaining trustees, I will ask for them to stand. Please hold your applause until the end. Dr. Latanya Watkins, please stand. Trustee Grant Valentine. Dr. Lynn Hillowitz. Dr. Ilana Yeager. Ms. Emily Parker Rost, our student trustee. Congratulations, students.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. It is my pleasure to introduce a wonderful friend to the college. I ask that our County Executive, A. Dead, come to the podium to welcome you.
Thank you very much. Good afternoon, everybody. Are we happy today? Did somebody say no? Ladies and gentlemen, esteemed faculty, proud parents, and of course, our graduating class at Rockland Community College, it is with honor and excitement that I stand before you today to extend my heartfelt congratulations. My oldest son was in your place some years back, so it's a very special place to me. Today we gather to celebrate not just a culmination of academic achievements, but a testament to your resilience, determination, and dedication. Your journey to this moment has been filled with hard work, sacrifice, and most of all, unwavering commitment. For that, you should be very proud. Now, as you stand on the threshold of the new chapter in your lives, armed with skills, knowledge, and experiences gained at RCC, you are poised to embark on a journey filled with endless adventures. And I kid you not, that's what is waiting you. So be proud of that. Whether you choose to further your academic pursuits or dive headfirst into the workforce, know that you are well equipped to succeed. And as you move forward, I urge you to take a moment to reflect on the magnitude of your accomplishments, along with the power that you possess to make a profound impact on the world around you. As you navigate the challenges and opportunities that lie ahead, remember the unwavering support of your families, friends, educators who stood by you every step in the way. You can count them as lifelong friends. Their guidance, encouragement, and belief in your abilities have helped shape you into the remarkable individuals you are today. But in life, you should find ways to pay it back. So to the class of 2024, congratulations on a well-deserved success. And as you set forth to chase your dreams and make your mark on the world, know that the RCC community stands behind you, cheering you on every step of the way. Congratulations once again, and may you continue to reach new heights and achieve greatness in all the endeavors that you choose to take upon yourself. Thank you very much, and good luck.
Thank you, County Executive Ed Day. I'm delighted to introduce a strong advocate in all legislative areas for RCC, our representative from District 17, Congressman Michael Lawler.
Thank you, Irene. Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen, honored guests, esteemed faculty and administration, and most importantly, the 2024 graduating class of Rockland Community College. I'm honored to stand before you today to mark this momentous moment in your lives, your graduation day. Throughout your journey at RCC, you have been driven by an unwavering commitment to learn, to grow, and to succeed. You have shown that you possess the talent, the drive, the creativity, and the resilience necessary to excel in whatever path you choose to tread in the future. Today is not just about the conclusion of one chapter, but about the exciting commencement of another. RCC has long been a beacon of educational opportunities for those in Rockland County and beyond. And this school has equipped each and every one of you with the skills, knowledge, and experience necessary to make your own mark in the world. It's not just the degrees and certificates we all celebrate today, but also the character, values, and sense of community you have cultivated during your time here. Many of you will soon be transferring to four-year colleges. Others will be stepping into the professional world, armed with the knowledge and skills honed here at RCC. You are the engineers, the teachers, the accountants, the writers, the athletes, the historians, and yes, maybe even some of you, the politicians of tomorrow. But remember, these titles do not define you. Instead, they underline what we know in our hearts to be true. You have the abilities and the opportunities to make a difference in a world that longs for leadership from a new generation. Your families, your friends, the distinguished faculty here at RCC with their outstanding support system have all guided you to this point. They have challenged you, inspired you, and pushed you to greater and greater heights. And all of you have risen to these challenges in the classrooms here on campus, during internships and jobs off campus, and in online courses. You have proved your mettle in extracurricular activities, shown your prowess in the arts and athletics, in clubs and community service. You have embodied the spirit of the Fighting Hawks, demonstrating grit, determination, and teamwork as you have arrived to this point. In recent months, some of you may have even engaged in protest, as many students have across the country. What is important to always remember as you exercise your First Amendment rights is to do so with care and respect for those with whom you may disagree. As a nation, we must respect diversity. Diversity of race, of ethnicity, of religion, of gender, sexual orientation, but equally as important, diversity of thought. We must allow for and engage in robust public debate, but it should always be rooted in fact, in understanding and compassion, and it must always be civil. Engaging in anti-Semitism or racism or bigotry of any kind cannot and will not ever be tolerated. As you stand on the precipice of a new beginning, remember the words of Ralph Waldo Emerson. To believe your own thought, to believe what is true for you in your private heart, is true for all. That is genius. Let your core values and beliefs guide you and be the change you wish to see in the world, never compromising on your own convictions. In your hands, you hold the keys to life. You have the chance to make a difference, be it teaching a child how to read, housing the homeless, or feeding the hungry, developing new medical technologies, or even curing cancer. Each action you take can and will contribute to the betterment of our society. Your actions and decisions will inspire future generations, shaping a world that values diversity, unity, and compassionate leadership. In the words of President Ronald Reagan, there are no constraints on the human mind, no walls around the human spirit, no barriers to our progress except for those we ourselves erect. You are the only ones who can limit your own success. Be not confined by the walls of doubt or fear, but march forward with the confidence and determination instilled with you here at RCC and at home. As you leave the halls of RCC, remember that you are the bearers of a rich legacy of knowledge and community. Embrace the responsibilities that come with your new titles. Make the most of the opportunities that lie ahead. and always strive to serve a cause greater than your own self-interest. To you, the graduates of RCC, the world awaits your contributions. So take the first step forward in your own rendezvous with destiny. Go forth and make a difference. Forge history. And most importantly, make your dreams a reality as you build a better world for us all. Thank you and God bless.
Thank you, Congressman Lawler. And now I invite the Student Government President, Sundari Ruth, to welcome our student speaker.
Thank you, Dr. Delgado. Greetings, distinguished guests, Board of Trustees, faculty, staff, and my fellow peers of Class of 2024. It has been a pleasure serving as your SGA President for the past year. Today, I have the honor of presenting the student speaker of Class of 2024, Suzette McDonald Brown.
Ladies and gentlemen, esteemed faculty members, proud parents, and the remarkable graduating class of 2024. It is with great honor that I stand before you today to address the theme of success as we celebrate this significant milestone in our lives. Success is achievable if you put your all into it, regardless of your age. I am extremely proud of the young graduates, but prouder of the older graduates. First, I want to say thank you to God for his blessings on me. I could not have done it without him. I also want to thank my husband, Gordon Brown, for all his encouragements and for taking over the kitchen. I want to thank my mom, Evelyn MacDonald, my aunt, Yvonne Bernard, my 5 siblings, especially Keisha, my 2 children, Dermish and Dermarie, and my church family for their continued support. I want to express a heartfelt gratitude to our dedicated professors. Your support and guidance have been invaluable, such as, just to name a few, Professors McHale, Kennedy, Matkovich, Migliaccio, and Lassman. Also, thank you to our cleaning staff, such as Sarah and Joseph. They are always encouraging students. Thank you to our security team. For every step you take and every move you make, they were watching you. Balancing roles as a wife, mother, and grandmother while juggling 2 full-time jobs was not easy for me. I remember in 2020, when my daughter was having contractions, Professor Lassman was teaching calculations class online, and I was at the hospital in class. I mainly work at nights in private homes, so most nights when the lights are turned off, I was studying with the flashlight from my phone. My grandson, who is 3 years old, he lives with me. So many times while I'm studying, he was right by my side. I failed Nursing 226 by 1%. A student said to me, "Why don't you quit?" But instead of quitting, I took on another degree, Natural and Physical Science, from which I graduated last year, May. I am also a foster mom. In July of 2023, I got a baby boy, 4 days old, and he is now 9 months old. I am hoping to adopt him. For me, I don't think I have prayed as much as I did through school. One Bible verse that got me through was Jeremiah 29, verses 11 to 13. For I know the thoughts I think towards you, saith the Lord, thoughts of peace and not of evil, to give you an expected end. Then shall ye call upon me, and ye shall go and pray unto me, and I will hearken unto you. And ye shall seek me and find me when ye shall search for me with all your heart. Today, as we reflect on our time here at Rockland Community College, we are reminded that success is not just a destination, but a journey. A journey filled with ups and downs, growth and learning. Always remember, the path to success is not always smooth. It is often paved with challenges, obstacles, and sometimes crying your heart out. But our relentless hard work, unwavering dedication, and steadfast perseverance have been the driving force behind our success. As stated by Robert Collier, success is the sum of small efforts repeated day in and day out. So, my fellow graduates, as we bid farewell to this chapter and step into the vast unknown, let us do so with courage, conviction, and unwavering determination. The future belongs to those who believe in the beauty of their dreams. Let us use our education not just to advance our careers, but to uplift those around us and to create a more just, impartial, and caring world for all. In closing, let us remember that success is not just a destination, but a journey that we are all uniquely equipped to embark upon and conquer. And for our nurses, remember, as taught in Transition to Nursing class, Bachelor's in 10, do it now and get it over with. At my age, I must do it quickly before I forget where I'm going. Again, congratulations to the graduating class of 2024. May your paths be filled with success, fulfillment, and endless possibilities. Thank you.
Thank you, Sundari and Suzette. I am happy to introduce you to the other distinguished platform guests that you have not been introduced to yet. Please stand when I call your name, and graduates, please hold your applause until I'm done. Dr. Alfredo Medina Jr., our keynote speaker. Dr. Melanie Rhee, Dean of School of Science, Technology, Engineering, and Math. Professor Fred Herbst, Dean of the School of Arts, Education, Humanities, and Social Sciences. George Repick, Dean of the School of Business and Professional Studies. Dr. Maureen Kronig, Dean of the School of Nursing, Health and Wellness. Dr. Rachel Mead, Dean of Workforce Development and Innovation. Mr. Walter Goldman, Chairman of the RCC Foundation. Dr. Virginia Melendez, Confidential Assistant to the President. Dr. Victor J. Anaya, Vice President of Administration and Finance. Dr. Tinny Chung, Vice President of Enrollment Management and Student Affairs. Dr. Melissa L. Roy, Director of Diversity, Equity, and Inclusion and Chief Diversity Officer. Ida E. Rosario, Vice President of Institutional Advancement, Communication, and External Affairs. Budisabel Yugagar, Executive Director of Human Resources. Let's give them a round of applause. Now, graduates, we want you to tweet, Instagram, Snapchat, TikTok, Facebook, all that fun stuff today during today's ceremony, and add the hashtag RCC 2024 and RCC SUNY to whatever your post, so that way we can find you later on. And in case you don't know, right now we are live streaming on the RCC homepage. Now, woo! Now I have a little exercise for you, okay? I'm going to yell, "We are," and you're going to yell back, "RCC." We're going to do this 3 times. And then at the end, I'm going to say thank you, and you yell back, "Welcome." Now, hold on, because the president asked me to take a selfie with all of you. And so you got to bear with me, because I'm not as slick as all of you. Okay. Everybody smile. My mom will be so happy. Now, okay, I want you to be so loud that Stack hears you, okay? We are. RCC. We are. RCC. Louder, we are. RCC. Thank you, Mr. President.
Thank you, Irene Delgado. We are also very excited to honor our students, faculty, and staff who have been recognized by the State University of New York for their exemplary service. For those present today, when I call your name, please stand where you are to be recognized. Please hold your applause until I read all names. The SUNY Chancellor Award winners are: for Student Excellence, Sundari Ruth, a humanities major with honors and is student government president, and Ilasa Shapiro, a natural and physical science major with honors. For Excellence in Faculty Service, Eric Stephen Elliganson, Associate Professor of Human Performance and Wellness. For Excellence in Teaching, Dr. Gillian Decker, Associate Professor of Biology. For Excellence in Professional Service, Elizabeth Troutner, Coordinator of Student Activities and Volunteer Services, Student Involvement. For Excellence in Classified Service, April Jones, Educational Support Specialist. Please join me and allow a round of applause, please. Thank you. Thank you. Now to the graduates, I would like to personally address you. What you have achieved here is just the beginning of your journey. There are 940 of you starting this journey, and another 33 who have earned a workforce certificate in this academic year who joined this road. Approximately 24 of this graduating class are the first in their family to earn a degree. They are trendsetters and mavericks of their family. I, too, am a member of this dynamic group. My accent cannot hide that I was born elsewhere, Honduras, to be specific. As a preteen, I found myself in a foreign land, not speaking its language. I share this with you because my journey might have started out in my grandfather's tobacco fields, but I have taken the road that has brought me here to be the president of RCC. As Dr. Su says, all the places you will go. Today, we come together not only to celebrate your educational growth, but also your career aspiration, dreams, and hopes. As you forge ahead, as you make critical decisions, there will be moments of doubt. You might ask yourself, can I do this? Am I ready? What if I fail? Yes, there will be moments of uncertainty, times when you question your abilities and wonder if you're prepared for what lies ahead. But remember, it is these moments of doubt that truth occurs. It is when we step out of the comfort zone that we discover our true potential. As Eleanor Roosevelt said, do what you feel in your heart to be right, for you will be criticized anyway. To those who might be asking themselves, can I do this? I say, yes, you absolutely can. Sí se puede. You have already proven your ability to overcome obstacles and achieve greatness. Trust in your capabilities and know that you are equipped with the skills and knowledge needed to succeed from your time at Rockland Community College. To those wondering, am I ready? I said, yes, you are more than ready. You have spent 2 years at RCC honing your craft, learning from distinguished faculty members, and supported by caring staff who push you to new heights. You have acquired the education and expertise necessary to thrive in your chosen fields. To those fearing failure, I say, embrace it. Failure is not a reflection of your worth or potential. Instead, it is a stepping stone on the path of success. Learn from your setbacks and challenges. Grow from your experiences and never let the fear of failure hold you back for pursuing your dreams. Your diploma or certificate is the proof, that evidence, if you will, that you can do whatever you put your mind to. You are ready. As Nelson Mandela said, it always seems impossible until it is done. Guess what? You did it. Congratulations. Whether you go on to a 4-year institution or enter the workforce, you are bringing passion that you got through your program, your homework, your extracurricular activities. Remember to embrace diversity, equity, and inclusion in all its forms and celebrate the richness of distinctness. Let us never forget the power we hold, both as individuals and as a community, to effect positive change in the world around us. I want to encourage each of you to make the most of the opportunities presented to you along the path. And lastly, no matter where your path might lead you, RCC will always be here to celebrate your success. Congratulations, felicidades, felicitão, mazel tov. Thank you. Provost.
Thank you, Mr. President, for that inspiring message. To help us celebrate the successes of the RCC graduating class of 2024, it is my delight to introduce our keynote speaker for this event, Dr. Alfredo Medina, Jr. Dr. Medina is no stranger to higher education. He has served as Vice President for Diversity, Equity, and Inclusion and College Diversity Officer at Bennington College since June of 2021. A strategic thought leader, Dr. Medina has more than 25 years of experience working in diversity, equity, and inclusion, civic and public engagement, and risk management and compliance. Prior to his appointment at Bennington College, Dr. Medina served in leadership roles at the University at Albany, Siena College, New York Council of Nonprofits, and Urban League of Northeastern New York. He has been recognized for his tireless work by the Albany Business Review, the Hispanic Coalition of New York, and the Albany Latin Festival Association. Dr. Medina holds a doctorate in educational policy and leadership, a master's degree in educational administration and policy studies, and a second master's degree in educational psychology and statistics from the University at Albany. He earned a bachelor's degree in psychology from Utica College of Syracuse University and earned a certificate in the Management Development Program from the Harvard Graduate School of Education. Without further ado, please join me in welcoming our keynote speaker, Dr. Medina.
Good afternoon, everyone. I'm seeing some of the Dominican stalls, so I gotta say, que lo que? All right. President Hapalo, Board of Trustees, faculty, staff, students, honorees, guests. It is an honor, privilege, and actually a joy to be celebrating you today, the 2024 Rockland Community College graduates. Please give a round of applause for yourselves one more time. I'd also be remiss not recognizing the family and friends, the parents, the guardians, those annoying brothers and sisters who helped you get here. Without them, it wouldn't be possible. So can we give them a round of applause? A quick story. It's been a minute since I've been to Rockland County. So I grew up in Washington Heights in New York City. And my family would want to take trips to upstate. So I don't know if you call this upstate, but anything north of the Bronx is considered. No, all right. Y'all not gonna like me already. Let me backtrack. We're in Rockland. We're not in upstate. It's an extension of New York City. Nonetheless, we would actually come up here. And so, you know, my parents and my father drove this big Chrysler Baron, and we would pack the car. And, you know, and I was thinking, like, where are we going, right? And I would ask my mom, you know, ¿para dónde vamos? I'd ask Mom, where are we going? She'd be like, pa Habeto. And now, if you're Dominican, you got that. And if anybody from Rockland, you already know what I mean. And so I'm thinking, all right, whatever, we're getting in this car and we're driving up along the Palisades Parkway. And being the only fluent English speaker, right? My job was to not only read the destination signs, but also to translate every piece of mail correspondence that arrived at our home. My father affectionately would refer to me as el abogado, the lawyer, right? And so my favorite part really was just reading these destination signs and taking in the scenery, because it really is a stark difference from being in New York City. And so I remember one time we were driving, and here we were, and I see this sign that says, "Welcome to the village of Haverstraw." I'm a little mildly confused, and I kind of tapped my mother in the front seat, and I'm like, "Pero mami, quería decir Haverstraw." And I said it in the most annoying, white-sounding way, right? I was like, Haverstraw. And my mother looked back at me and my father and was like, muchacho, cállate. And because this is a PG event, and I know there's children here, Dominicans tend to lace in there a lot of profanity. And so, it was this kind of a shaming of my mom, the way she was saying it. But a part of me was just like, okay, what is this Haverstraw place that we're going to? So we get there, we get to my cousin's place, right? And I'm thinking to myself, hold up. It's not just we're visiting my cousin's community. This whole entire town is more Dominicans in homes with driveways. And I'm thinking, I thought all Dominicans lived in Washington Heights or Corona, Queens. And unbeknownst to me, here we were. And even as a young kid, it got me thinking, wow, how far we come as a people, that here we are calling this place our home. And it just goes to show you the resiliency of immigrants who left their country to make Rockland their home. So after 40 years of passing through all of this on the New York State Thruway, I'm happy to be here celebrating with you. So I mentioned I was born in Washington Heights, often dubbed. Any Heights people up in here? At least you have to visit Heights. All right. So it's Little Santo Domingo, right? So this is the mecca for anything and everything that's rooted in the Dominican diaspora. And so, this is home to Columbia Presbyterian Hospital, Yeshiva University, Hispanic Society of Library Library, and Yeshiva University, Metz Cloisters, and the Audubon Ballroom, where Malcolm X was tragically assassinated. But not far from where I grew up on 156th Street in Riverside, I was neighbors with Ralph Ellison, the author of The Invisible Man. And about 10 blocks north on 164th Street, you would find Boston Red Sox legend Manny Ramirez, Manny being Manny. And for me, growing up in Washington Heights, in my building, to see this majestic, beautiful look of the George Washington Bridge atop the Hudson River, it definitely was a different Washington Heights for me than it is today. I often think about what was Washington Heights like before the arrival of gentrification. And so I want to just share with you what my experience was like growing up in the late 70s and 80s before I went off to college. So Washington Heights was a quintessential mom and pop neighborhood that was made up of immigrants. So when we went grocery shopping, I think they have Hannaford's here. Back then we went to Ernie's, right? Jewish owned and operated mini market. Or we go to La Bodega, to El Tope, where my mother actually was the bookie, playing the numbers. And so that was a treat to be going in there with her little composition notebook and not only getting groceries, but playing the Dominican lottery. But we would even go and hang out at Ralph's Pizzeria, the only Puerto Rican-owned pizzeria shop at the time. And so as I'm reflecting on this, I'm just thinking about how Washington Heights became predominantly Dominican in the 80s through the early 90s. I often think about how my identity and who I am today was really influenced and shaped by immigrants from all walks of life. And most importantly, my own parents' teachings and their work ethic. So again, as Dominicans, we always got un cuento, right? We always got a story to share. And so I think that all of us have our own stories. And I want to share a little bit about sort of the glimpse in my life and sort of the path that I took to get to where I'm at today, in hopes that some of the lessons that I've learned I can impart on you that you could take with you as you embark on your journey. So typical day for me on the weekends particularly was on a Saturday. There was no such thing in a Dominican household as sleeping in. By 7:30, my mother was already blasting merengue, dique, hype music, kind of get the day going. And so that meant my day started. And so that meant, working on a different bunch of chores that started first in my apartment and then it would extend throughout the building, and I'll get to that in a minute. And so I would spend probably the first hour and a half, because my mother really believed in that, you know, this is all about perception and reflection on who you are as a person, that you needed to have a clean apartment, even though how small it was. And so after about an hour and a half of literally cleaning this small apartment and nearly passing out from the fumes of Mistolene and Lysol, you know, I would eat a plate of mangú, watch some, you know, cartoons, and then get ready for the next shift. And that next shift meant helping my father. My father was a stern and stoic Dominican man who happened to be the superintendent of an 11-story building in Washington Heights when he got that position back in 1975. And that meant, you know, I was the super son. That meant I had to help him make sure to maintain a clean and welcoming environment for 200 plus tenants. And so here we are, cleaning, pretty much mopping and sweeping all these floors. And by the time I was done, even at 3 o'clock, I still recall my father would make me go and pick up all the trash in this 11-story building by myself in this antiquated freight elevator, stack it all together, bring it down to the basement, put them in 50-pound heavy-duty trash bags, line them up so they'll be ready on Monday morning before I go to school to take them out so that New York City Sanitation can pick them up. And that was my life from the age of 10 years old through high school. But you know, that philosophy of being in a collective environment where we do everything for our community and for ourselves, which is key to how I was raised, as a teenager, that grows old pretty quickly. And so here I was thinking about, you know, what are my own life goals, but most of it was helping my father and helping my mother. And I remember somehow I struck up the nerve one day to just confront my father. And I asked my father, you know, like, I want to just chill. Like, why do you work me so hard? Like, I just want to go hang out. And then it dawned on me. I said something that I really thought, like, now that I reflect on it, I said, and why I don't get an allowance? And I blamed that on my two white friends that grew up in Washington Heights in the 80s. They was like, your father doesn't give you an allowance? What's that about? You need to have a conversation with him. Well, I did. It didn't go well. My father laughed in my face. I grew bitter, you know, sort of with his flippant response. And I remember him leaning in. Right? This is a long time ago. I still remember him leaning in and looking at me in my face and saying, si no te gusta, algo diferente. If you don't like it, then do something different. And here I was thinking, do something different. I didn't know what he meant at that time, but what he really was saying is, if you don't like this, then change your circumstances. Different for me meant doing something that didn't involve manual labor. But let me preface by saying this, that there isn't anything wrong with manual labor. It's just that manual labor has and continues to be the default profession for my people, for many black, brown, indigenous people that are out here who are sacrificing so that it can make it possible for you to be here. When you think of it, and just take, for example, my own background, Hispanic and Latino enrollment in higher education is expected to exceed 4 million students. That means 1 in 5 students will be in post-secondary education. That's huge, right? But then, right, hold those claps for a moment, because here's the part that really is concerning. Only 5% of Hispanic and Latinos are holding executive leadership positions, of which 2% of those are Latinas. Right? It's going to it's going to widen that gap to 450%, and by 2050, if we don't step into leadership roles, it's going to widen to 600%. And then I start thinking about, thank you. You are our leaders. As I sit here, I'm thinking you are our future. And I know those who are clapping out there have worked really hard for you to take a different path. And so in the absence of any intentional intervention, things are not going to get better for many Hispanic Latinos in this country. And just to give you a little bit more statistics, because I do got a degree in statistics, according to the U.S. Department of Labor, the labor force since 1990 for Hispanics and Latinos was at 10.7 million. Today, it is at 35.9 million. Moreover, Hispanics are projected to account 78% of new networkers between 2020 and by the end of this decade. And while this data is promising, what you are hearing here is that the highest concentration of workers are in farming, fishing, and forestry at 43%. Building and grounds, cleaning and maintenance at 38%. Followed by food preparation and serving at 27%. And transportation and material moving at 24%. We are woefully overrepresented in service occupations with only 7% of workers in management positions. Today, leaving the hotel, I often think about how fortunate I am, right? That whenever I go to places, here I am, I could afford to stay in different types of lodging, but I'm also stuck with thinking about the people I engage with, many who look and speak like me. And I enjoy those pleasantries, right? You know, just kicking it with them like, hola, ¿de dónde eres? You know, we start having these conversations. And then it kind of grows on me, right? Like I become a little, I get this sense of like, I don't know, guilt. I would even say sadness. When I have to think that the people who are coming in after me, who sound like me and look like me, have to clean up. And so I try to put that do not disturb hang-up sign because I can't bear the thought of them cleaning up after me. And so I do my best to keep my room as tidy as I can. I just know that for me, the service and maintenance industry, industry continues to define status and social mobility for many Hispanics and Latinos in America. And I remember as a senior in high school, I didn't want that status. Not because I didn't value my mother and my father's occupation and the hard work that they did, but they sacrificed themselves day in and day out to destroy their bodies for me to simply exist in this so-called land of dreams and hopes. And I needed to do something different. Thank you. But I do want to put this into some perspective of how I made that decision. In 1993, after suffering 2 heart attacks and a stroke, my mother was placed on permanent disability. And then after 2 decades of walking half a mile to get on a yellow school bus with 40 other non-English speaking immigrants, many who were women, to be taken to Fort Lee, New Jersey, to go to a poorly ventilated factory to make paintbrushes. When my mother finally retired, she received $500. I remember going with my mother to the bank, at Apple Bank. I don't know if there's any people out here in my age group. That was our bank back in the Washington Heights. And we went to cash that check. And I remember after cashing it, my mother gave me half of it. And I just became so overwhelmed in that moment. And I think it was this moment where I finally, it clicked for me to see her blistered, callous hands meeting my well-manicured, college-educated hands. And it was in that moment, it's still imprinted in my head about how well I had it. And then I think about Resma Meniken. He's the author of a book called My Grandmother's Hands, and he talks about in his book about his own experiences with his grandmother. And he had asked his grandmother, Grandma, why is your hands so rough? Why do they have so much, like, pretty much calluses in your thumb? And my mother, my mother's grandmother would say, well, that's from sharecropping. I was picking cotton by the age of 10. And then I asked my mother, well, when did you start working? My mother started working at the age of 8. So I'm sitting here complaining about these chores when in fact I had it pretty well. And then I start to think about, well, why is it that so many of us are drawn to manual labor? It is unrelenting work to always put your body constantly through that type of trauma because it is killing your body. And so we do need to begin to think about what is it that we want for our futures. And so for me, it meant I want to thrive. I don't want to survive like my mom and father, right? I wanted a path that wasn't afforded to my parents and a path that my ancestors, including all your ancestors and all those in attendance, couldn't have imagined possible, even if they dreamt it. So to this new generation, I'm going to keep it a buck. I hated chores. But it was watching my immigrant parents and other immigrants that instilled in me the resiliency and the grit that I needed in order to become who I am today and to be here standing in front of you to deliver this keynote address. So what has kept me grounded? What are the lessons that I learned along the way? First of all, you need to define and plan your journey. The most successful plans often have defined goals and objectives. And as with any plan, it is merely a dream if it isn't written down. And so in order for me to become a doctor or to become a university senior leader, I had to work backwards. I put out there on the pinnacle what my ultimate goal was, and then I worked backwards, and I set objectives that allowed me to figure out what are the tasks that are needed to get there. But in doing so, I had to always remain flexible and nimble because life is going to be lifing, and you need to find ways to navigate that at any given time. And so for me, it was discipline, organization, and structure. And those are things that I believe is instilled in you here at RCC, and I'm sure by many of your families that are out here today. You're going to end up losing friends along your journey. You will lose contact with colleagues. There are going to be people who didn't want to interact with me, not because I was being cold to them, but their expectations and my availability did not align. You're going to be criticized for putting yourself first and making yourself a priority. They'll call you antisocial, and they'll say you're not making time for them. And at worst, some of them may not even respect your journey. If you're going to be laser focused, it means you have to stand to lose something. But here's what I learned along that path that I chose, is that even though that the old African adage is, if you want to go fast, go alone. If you want to go farther, go together. There will be a time in your life you do need to go alone. Okay? You need to make progress at your pace. And the biggest life lesson I learned in doing so is that you get to learn about who you are on a deeper level. You're no longer being influenced by people telling you who you think you are. This is a journey of self-discovery. And you're going to have to go on this trip trying to find a place that where you're supposed to go. And sometimes you're going to have to leave breadcrumbs to kind of not lose sight of your destination. But don't be afraid to get lost. Allow yourself to swim in ambiguity. Allow yourself to have different interpretations of what it means for life and the meanings of life. And you'll find that you are your best company. A heightened sense of self-awareness and self-acceptance is key to long-term. A lesson that is very powerful today, more than ever, is the power of vulnerability, empathy, and compassion. Reflecting on my mother's generosity and think about how overwhelmed I was on that day, I thought about what it meant to cry as a boy raised in a Dominican patriarchal environment. And there I was, holding these fallacies about what it meant to be a Dominican man. And that meant to remain strong and always be a provider and never have time for me to unpack the things that I was going through in my life. And I think this is going to happen for many of you at some point in your life, this moment of what we're going to have emotional weakness. This healthy misconception was so deeply ingrained that even at my own mother's funeral, I didn't cry. I had to wait a month before I could do so because I had to hold everybody else up while I drowned in depression. And you don't want that for yourselves. I was conditioned to believe that I'm always responsible for everyone. And there's nothing wrong with being selfish, even if you come from a collectivist environment. So after apologizing to my mother looked at me and said, "What are you apologizing for crying?" And I didn't think about what that lesson was, and that is the lesson about vulnerability. And she understood that as a father of 3 children, you're going to need more, you're going to make better use of this money than they could. And so what I want to share with you is that faculty are going to touch on these topics in their classrooms, but to be honest with you, they can't teach you of how or when these ideas will show up in your life. No faculty can prepare you for the inevitable encounter with empathy or compassion. For everything that my mother and father taught me and immigrants taught me, those experiences and lessons have remained with me. Maya Angelou once said, I've learned that people will forget what you said, people will forget what you did, but people will never forget how you made them feel. And you need to ask yourselves, what is that you want your legacy to be when you're no longer on this earth? And the final lesson I want to share with all of you is that be unapologetically you. I walked through life for a very long time after graduating college, trying to do everything that I felt aligned with whiteness, because whiteness defines success. Many of you are going to need to figure out what it is that I want to always show up, and you need to be as authentic as possible. I think about President Rapala, and knowing that in his role, he's always in presidential mode. And yet, he has to code switch, as many black, brown, indigenous folks here have to do as well. But yet, those moments of authenticity show up when he can be Lester. And many of you also need to show up and be your authentic self. Now, I'm not telling you to leave here, go to work, and start playing They Not Like Us and blasting it in your offices and get in trouble. What I'm saying is you need to find ways where you're not diminishing the parts of you that are the most important, the cultural parts of you that say, this is who I am. So please, don't dim your light to feel uneasy or unfamiliar with people who are different from you. Embrace your multiplicity and make sure that you are your ancestors' wildest dreams. Thank you. Congratulations, Class of 2024.
Thank you, Dr. Medina, for that wonderful speech. Okay, let's have another round of applause for Dr. Medina. And now, the moment you've been waiting for. The awarding of degrees for which you have waited so patiently. Will the members of the graduating class please rise? President Rapallo, as Provost and Vice President for Academic Affairs, I have the honor of presenting to you the August 2023, the December 2023, the May 2024 degree candidates in the RCC class of 2024, and the candidates for certificates for Workforce Innovation and Career Academy.
Thank you, Dr. Okuchukwu. By the power vested in me by the Board of Trustees of Rockland Community College, the State University of New York, I hereby confer the degrees of Associate in Arts, Associate in Science, and Associate in Applied Science. We also recognize the completion of certificate programs by the members of the class of 2024 who have completed the studies and satisfies the requirement for the degrees now awarded and are accorded the honors and privilege attendant thereto. Congratulations, graduates. Please be seated. I ask Mr. Warendijk to join me for the presentation of the diplomas.
We will now begin the presentation of diplomas to the class of 2024. A professional photographer will be taking pictures of the graduates as they receive their diplomas. These pictures will be made available to the graduates by email. Graduates, are you ready? I didn't quite hear that. I will now invite the deans of the schools to come to the podium in the order in which they are called to read the names of the graduates from their respective schools. First, Dean Fred Herbst, School of Arts, Education, Humanities, and Social Sciences.
Jonathan Riello. Gabriela Translavina. Adam Moreno. Steve Castro. Beck Larkin. Armando Mendoza. Adam Perliski. Michael Portanovo. Elise Case. Martonette Stein. Jacera Martinez. Freddie Bolanos. Albert Yabukuru.
Nice glasses.
Christopher Gluberman. Christopher Rodriguez. Asher Krasinski. Debbie Bonilla. Razy Weinberger. Brandon King. Matthew Garcia. Gary Penafiel. Adriana Guerrero Forte. Daniel Preti. Cassie Casillas. Julia Aguilar. Brittany Clemens. Suzanne Legree. Grant Whitney. Giacomo Marino. Molly Catherine Barnett. Gabriela Gonzalez. Aisha Anderson. Claudia Valentique. Aria Van Kampen Kramer. Emily Gurgis. Nadia Campaverde Estevez. Sean McNaney. Quinn Ramirez Guzman. Elias Martinez. Ethan Martinez. Angelica Amandiz. Rosani Rosario. Freda Mendelitz. Justin Remmer. Caitlin Destiny Bullard. Kenneth Logan. Christian Rodriguez. Mia Collins. Demi Fashippe. Francis McHugh. Nico Del Principo. Shira Jolicoeur. Samantha Braun. Christina Douglas. Adelina Ramuno. Jasmine Elizabeth Encarnacion. Chris Sharp. Justin Taveras. Amaya Cintron. Tadera Crowder, Leslie Bernal, Amina Lozano Urgulis, Sydney Molina, Amani Nicole Walker, April Rodriguez, Victoria Peravicini, Taylor McCullough, Rusty Haynes, Sharice McNeil, Shea Silverstein, Michaela Mead, Emily Gandelman, Sarita Nicole Bailey, Chanel Marsley, Ryan Dari, Abigail Hernandez, Rosangela Burgos, Melissa John, Karen Daniels, Casey Moran, Kafera Rivera, Cody Johnson, Ashley Kajuste, Natalie Nakato Tutan, Valerie Santana, Karen Tejada, Annie Duke Vides, Kathleen McAvoy,
Can you slow down a little bit? At least, just slow down a little bit. I want to find out where keep calling. What's
Maya Newkirk, Dominic De Laurentiis, Aisha Samuels, Lori Christonikos, Kyle Joseph Sorano, Morgan Aguirre, Samantha Maloney, Jackie Marone, Rukma Chauhan, Evelyn Rubelos, Jasmine Gutierrez, Sundari Ruth, Danielle Ventura Vijas, Michael Luke Ryan, Myra Alejandro Osorio Picardo, Richard Luquillo Lowe Jr., Natalie Liz, Iris Coronado Armball, Rebecca Ramsey, Denise Rubio, Risa Benson, Anthony Hernandez, Jacqueline Cajamarco, Crismeli Veras Fierro, Simone York, Brittany Waters, Ann Brown, Ariana Medina, Jeter Nolasco, Leah Fitzmaurice, Shirley Ann Belfleur, Shafia Dure, Mariah Sparks, Michael Ray, Andrew Rye, Hannah Evans, Hope Cohen, Domenica Kale, Jennifer Tenolema, Kelly Schroba, Yaninsi Jimenez, Tiffany Yuritsa Acosta Sislema, Kenichi Oti, Arlene Mendoza, Rashid Jeter, Angelina Daly, Ariana Payon, Nora Bowler, Brianna Alvarez, Rivka Lefkowitz, Nicholas Berlenga, Magali Zuniga, Kaylee Toledo, Madeline Bialik, Nyreek McNeil, Kara Mukavel, Trey Rodriguez, Joshua Rodriguez, Tamia Vila, Travis Belingit, Victoria Michaels, Yiti Reek, Alex Chimborazo, Almacia Velez,
and now, Dr. George Rappick, Dean of the School of Business and Professional Studies.
Congratulations, graduates. William Hogan, Connor Tracy, Alisa Diaz, Emma Lee Becker Jacobson, Inam Haq, Maria Tatiana Holman, Sajin Silius, Eileen Servin, Justin Morales, Angel Dominguez, Kayla Santiago, Samson Hirsch, William Cullen, Andrew Lebens, Lester Lemus Ortiz, Edwin Aguirre, Jason Licaralde, Kenley Polonese, Nicholas Engst, Irvin Vincenti, Kenju Pucha, Anna Paul, Matthew Riley, Jack Sargent, Jonathan Galmez, Yves Custin, Zachary Fleury, Emmy Ellen DeYoung, Alana Riccardi, Jason Asamoah, Alexis Eduardo Oliveras Gonzalez, Glenn Estefanos Pinos, Rimeldi Cepeda, Destani Eugene, Kevin Rubalos Mazariego, Colleen Fennell, Joshua Oquiendo, Ryan Fennell, Alexandra Grisel, Emily Rose, Christopher De Salinas, Tayeri Espinal Garcia, William Hubbard, Rene Mazariego, Karine Marquez, Vida Sajid, Isabel Beltran, Diego Filores Juarez Brito, Jadeline Vasquez, Erica Celestine, Neftali Rose Edelson, Leslie Gomez, Jasmine Castillo, Estefany Soto Martinez, Yolanda Mezidor, Kelsey Ann Kelly, Stacy Green, Nicolas Giaraputo, Rosa Gualpa, Kaya Mi, Cameroon Alexis, Raymond Raquel, Michelle Alvarez Espinoza, Samantha Crispy, Cheryl Vanessa Nova Aguilar, Roberta Morrison, Ariana Tiagini, Lady Martinez, Luis Whitmore, Leon Xavier Roblin Jeffrey, Daisy Diaz, Noemi Mezils, Alexandra Leon, Brianna Ruffner, Susan Stanley, Michael Velez, Luke Bacon, Jacob Nearing, Jonathan Chocklin, Riley Conlon, Evelyn Juarez Cerati, Sully Pamela Cabezas Castillo, Jessica Concheni, Brenda Abdelmalak, Benjamin Marientos, Kenneth Joseph Benafiel, Dayanara Saltos, Aladin Almonser, Robert Giorgio, Catherine Cerritos Morales, Charlize Green, Jamal Muavis, Maylene Michelle Hernandez Monroy. Ashley Nolasco. Kelly Ramos. Lisbeth Joribo Centuville.
And next, Dr. Maureen Croning, Dean of the School of Nursing, Health, and Wellness.
Okay. Oh. Sorry, do we have the cord? Suzette McDonald Brown. Jamie Levstek. Tanisha Danielle Campbell. Sierra Oakaville. Angelica Rosario. Sanaya Herring. Lakeisha Powell. Shanice Wakely. Pearl Lingas. Sophia Gomnit. Carla Angela Asuswan. Melissa Masonay Morales. Natasha Adassa Claire. Courtney Picura. Christina Gizzi. Joshua Balquin. Tammy Sabit. Jennifer Miller. Susila Ponce. Viva Un Wong. Crystal Lemon. Ashley Donofrio. Shawana Smith. Ira Freeland. Paul Dematante. Bruce Butler. Kathleen Bryce. Lourdes D. Emperor. Tara Abramson. Lydia Rakana Lee. Amy Simon Erin. Arad. Winnie Antone. Jason Leonard. Ricard Laporte Cambray. Beniza Davi Bastiles. Sarah Safarte. Emma Castillo. Nicole Campbell. Christopher Burmay. Diamond Nicole Fennell. Viola Olasomo. Camisa Lapista. Bianca Alamodovar. Rochelle Luma Pierre. Sade Gaj. Geraldine Monahan. Tennille Nicholas. Tiffany Thompson, Kendall Gorbett, Jude Alvarez, Latoya Andrew, Tiana Telsama, Stacy Bernardo, Zahandre Inocente Picardo, Kaisha Wright, Marielle Folite, Victoria Nieves, Mariah June Ruggieri, Yanye Du, Latoya Muse, J.U. Gordon, Marsha Bowen, Huemli Obala Pupalapu Kumador, Brianna Conklin, Jennifer Loha, Gladys Lima Gulape, Isabella Marcico, he's in new too, Julianne Suarez, Herlin Rodriguez, Deirdre Gabrielle and Tashia Ote, Shirley Abilene, Shoshana Phillips, Hennessy Beltry, Aaliyah Singleton, Haley Ferris, Angelica Alfred, Erica Hayes, Laurie Fernandez, Chantel Scott, Delee Jermine, Liliana Flores, Amafi Santana Lopez, Natalie Herrera Delon, Heather Carter, Sarah Calabajo, Sally Martinez Sanchez. You want to take?
Dr. Melanie Ree, Dean of Science, Technology, Engineering, and Mathematics.
Justina Buencos. Brian Lima. Irving Gonzalez. Christopher Cruz. Joseph Portanova. Gonzalo Torres. Michael Kovalchuk. Christopher Campos. Alexander Manuel Melo Perez. Danielle Beriguta. Jeffrey Babcock. Thank you. Ashton Chichua. Felix Alacio Pina, sorry. Adam Foreman. Christopher Acosta. Nicole Skoronsky. Aloysieri Agunleya. Patrick Martin Joseph. Jared Buashari. Felicia Nicole Jackson. Pearl Kornblum. Jacqueline Orsario Hernandez. Christopher Varghese. Menochem Leitner. Shadi Benkara. Nicholas Patrick Cabrera. Juliana Sagredo Alcantara. Thank you. Calissa Insdorf. Alyssa Shapiro. Anthony Mitchell. Abdul Malik Jackson. Brandon Anderson. Christopher Lopez. Shane P. Corrigan. Balina Elezer. Brian Velasquez. Matthew George. Michael Jeffrey Santiago. Timothy Johns Jr. Charles Misich. Tyler Arce. Michael David Gonzalez. Thomas Darcy. Liam Lorusso. Daniel Robert Sajor. Jessica Amanda Linares Consado. Jordan Graham. Florence Marisol. Gibels Bien Amea. Blake Bastine. Thank you. Jean J. Derisso. Brian Fortune. Estefani Ramirez. Okay. Janora LaFleur Toubert. Evelise Rodriguez. Tareen Williamson. Irina Zarabilya. Naftali Dugan. Edwin G. Brito. Abdaliha Abraham. Close. Saad Mahen. Joel Dean Thompson. John J. Hubner. Danny Zuniga. Xavier Guman Touche. Ethan Maxime. Russell Vitone. Ella Burr. Elizabeth Taub. Maya White. Misha Nale Albert. Jermaine Amin Ado. Joshua Mesa Ovecchio. Jiva Elsa Jacob. Alex Onya Gonzalez. Noah Holland. Rocco Silvis. Christopher Spielberg. Jack Kowalski. Congratulations.
And last but not least, Dr. Rachel Mee, Dean of Career and Workforce Innovation.
Janique Davis Williams. Kayshana Burton. Leah Stark. Michaela Sherry. Johanna Rodriguez. Ashley Rodriguez Jimenez. Marilee Luciano. Celia A. Mitchell. Yes. Vanessa Virginia Quiroz. Jonathan Guayapa. Lourdes, Dion Spear. Lemeth Leandre. Gael Francois. Saintana Paul. Miriam Jean. You can just answer. Dion Thomas Miller. Margaret James. Sharon Austin. Nikki Corafidis. Kaylinda Smith. Marinomi Fainalan Barthold. Did I do it right? Lani Joseph. Sheldine Simon. Congratulations. Benjamin Quintua.
Will the graduates please stand? As a sign of the degrees that have been conferred upon you and in recognition of your membership. There's one more line? Well, which line is that? I think that's the line for the picture. Will the graduates please stand as a sign of the degrees that have been conferred upon you in recognition of your membership into the academic community. On the count of 3, move the tassel of your motherboard from your right to your left. 1, 2, 3. Congratulations. Woo! Congratulations. You are now a formal alumni of the college, and to welcome you into this is for Mr. Walter Goldman, Chairman of RCC Foundation. Mr. Goldman.
Congratulations, alumni. Congratulations, students. I know this is going to sadden everyone, but I'm going to be very brief. You are now not only alumni, but this is your alma mater. So you've reached the milestones that shouldn't be taken lightly. Graduating is another step for each of you on a journey that will lead to what you will decide is your own personally designed road to success. Take it and own it, and it truly is yours, and you earned it and you worked for it. But as you take this journey and transition into the next stage of life, we hope you will still support one another as current and future students at your alma mater, Rockland Community College. The foundation asks that each of you consider supporting Rockland Community College students. You can mentor, provide guidance, share your network or knowledge, or perhaps give financial support through donations. As RCC alumni, there will always be a place for you at RCC, and we wish each of you many personal and professional successes. Again, congratulations, students of RCC, on this most exciting day of graduation. And to all of us at the foundation, we wish you all great success in the future. Congratulations.
Now, I know there's some graduates behind me getting their picture, right? And I don't want you to feel that you missed out. So we're going to do the turning of the tassel once you come over, because I know you want to do that, okay? Yes? Yes, I'm getting thumbs up? Okay, but in the meantime, because this is almost a wrap, and I know you guys are dying to get off the field, but one more second. Let's see if you pass this test. We are. We are. We are. Thank you. All right, so we're almost done. They worked hard. Let's give them a chance so you can all walk out together and our president can do the closing of this ceremony. Almost there. We're getting there. We're almost there. Only 12 more students.
All right, so on the count of 3, move the tassels again of your mortarboard from the right to the left. 1, 2, and 3. Congratulations all. As president of Rockland Community College of the State University of New York, I hereby on May 20th, 2024, formally adjourn the 64th commencement exercise. Congratulations, felicidades, enjoy it.